Breaking news. Pelosi is done. Major scandal exploding. Patriotic Americans just don't seem to understand how entrenched the Democrat Party really is here in California, but maybe there is hope for my loony state after all. Resignations due to sexual harassment scandals and the Me Too movement have once again cost Democrats their supermajority in California's legislature, which, in turn, have temporarily saved the people of California from even more tax hikes. If you couple that with the fact that it's now a widely known fact that Nancy Pelosi effectively stalled the resignation of John Conyers in Congress, there might actually be an opportunity to save this state in the upcoming 2018 midterm elections and retire Nancy Pelosi once and for all. Via Daily Wire. Sexual harassment scandals may drive Democrats out of power in California. If there's any state in the union that is most assuredly blue, it's California. Outside of a single Republican governor, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and a handful of state and federal legislators in northern and far southern counties, Democrats hold nearly every elected office in the state. But according to Politico, a burgeoning sexual harassment scandal is roiling the state's Democratic ranks, and a series of scandal-induced resignations thought to be coming in 2018 are threatening the Democrats' stranglehold on power. "We're in uncharted territory here," Gary South, a veteran Democratic strategist, told the political news outlet. "This whole issue has hit a critical mass in a very short time. I've never seen anything like it before, and I don't know where it ends." South and others claim that Democrats have suffered from a severe decline in public trust. The Hollywood leftists who have bankrolled Democratic candidates at both the state and federal level are now under scrutiny, as Harvey Weinstein, perhaps chief among the entertainment industry's political powerhouses, is facing dozens of sexual harassment, sexual assault, and rape allegations, and, quite possibly, an indictment. The major Democratic players who represent some of California's biggest urban areas can't escape the tarnish. Even Representative Nancy Pelosi isn't immune, the article claims, because she stalled Representative John Conyers' resignation, calling Conyers an American icon and pleading with him to remain in office, even as more women came forward to accuse Conyers of bizarre, and often sexual, behavior. The California Assembly is itself embroiled in its own sex scandal. Dozens of women signed a petition to demand accountability from Democratic legislators they claim have sexually harassed aides and staff. They even have their own movement, #We Said Enough. The Assembly plans to hold hours of hearings dedicated to sexual harassment within its ranks when it reconvenes in January, and the state Senate has hired 2 separate law firms, Politico reports, to handle what leadership believes will be a wave of claims. Nancy Pelosi's daughter, Alexandra, is leading a group of progressive feminists attacking California state Democrats from the left, accusing them of covering up for abusers in their ranks while labeling themselves great protectors of women's rights. Democrats have yet to see electoral fallout from D.C. and Hollywood scandals, but Politico seems convinced that, at least in California, certain seats are likely to remain vacant or even flip to Republican if state-based scandals make national headlines. Californians prefer Democrats, that's not in doubt, but they may want a change of pace from their regular representation. At the very least, Politico says, sources close to Governor Jerry Brown are concerned his leftist agenda may have stalled indefinitely. With resignations coming weekly and a state legislature preoccupied with sniffing out harassers in their midst, there will be far fewer environmental regulations and tax hikes passed in the next year. California State Assembly members Raul Bocanegra and Matt DeBobna both have already been forced to resign because of sexual harassment scandals. Bocanegra resigned in November after the Los Angeles Times published a report detailing allegations from multiple women who accused him of both sexual harassment and sexual assault. DeBobna has stated that he will resign effective on January 1 following accusations that he engaged in inappropriate behavior, which included masturbating in front of a lobbyist. Who are these people we elect to public office? Although both seats are from Democrat strongholds, the election for replacement representatives will not be taking place for months. And with no end in sight to the Me Too movement, there might be hope people here will start waking up and start to see what 30 years of liberalism have done to this state. And now, at least we can rest assured that without those 2 votes, Democrats lack the supermajority they'd need to pass any assignment tax hikes, which is a favorite pastime of the California Assembly, who is now infamous for giving us a 73-cent gas tax hike overnight earlier this year. I get asked constantly what is wrong with the people of my state, and the answer is pretty simple actually. There are really 2 main issues here. First is the fact that Californians seem to love taxes and Democrats. There never seems to be a limit as to how much taxes they want to give to the government. The second is there really is no effective Republican Party here in California. And sadly, when the Republican Party is lucky enough to be able to muster a second place showing in our nonpartisan primaries thanks to Prop 14, the candidate is indistinguishable from their Democrat counterpart. But this might be changing soon. Time to make California great again. Share if you want to see a red California.